Titles, and welcome to another of our Forza 6 comparison videos, the last of the current batch I have prepared, and of course it was looking at the Lotus 49, which we see here running at Brands Hatch on both games. First difference, obviously, Project Cars features the opportunity to move your seats and field of view, so you do get a much more authentic position when playing with a wheel. That makes quite a big difference in terms of the immersion. But what's interesting is you have two cars here with completely different approach to handling and driving, and yet it's funny how similar in many respects the lap times are. Forza's been interesting because when we were driving with the BMW, they're not exactly the same model. The BMW was much quicker on Project Cars. Racing here in the Lotus 49, I'm driving more progressively with the Lotus 49 in Project Cars because I can get on the power that bit earlier, but the straight line speed of Forza Motorsport means that it's just always sort of edging ahead on those sections of track. But it's amazing how similar both games are in terms of their approach to handling, and coming around the section towards the end of the lap, you can see how close both games are. Forza Motorsport just ahead because of that straight line speed it's getting, so lacking grip in the corners, late getting on the power, but at the same time able to find the lap times. I make a mistake there with Project Cars getting on that bump. Sometimes that affects Forza Motorsport as well. Obviously replays, as with other circuits, from a personal point of view, I'm not keen on the direction taken. In terms of Forza Motorsport, I think Project Cars with their 60 frames TV quality replays is the way forward for racing games. But I think overall the car, as I mentioned in both videos, I didn't find the car fun to drive in either video. Neither car felt like it was moving as it should. In terms of what I've seen of real footage of the cars doing what they do, as Forza Motorsport spins out there slightly, back end just stepping out a bit too much, and the opposite lock not able to correct it. It's given a chance for Project Cars to catch up in this little race. But I thought, to be fair, we've got one car on each circuit, just to compare the two. And it's interesting, the approach to the circuit, the curbing, the detail, the handling, the visuals, the lighting, everything else. Obviously Project Cars has dynamic lighting again there. I have to say, great to them for taking on the challenge of bringing all these elements into a game. Dynamic weather, dynamic lighting, field of view. Yes, they've had a fair share of bugs and they're working on it. It's also great to see that they're developing it, and I think with patch 5.0 out recently, that's good to see. I think Forza Motorsport and Gran Turismo need a rival, because Gran Turismo has been taking forever to release a game, and it's certainly lost some share in the market, there's no doubt about it. And I think without that Gran Turismo challenge for Forza Motorsport, they've taken a different direction in recent times, and it's affected the way the game works and who it appeals to. So certainly if you love Forza Motorsport and you love Forza 6, great, because Forza 7 will probably follow in a similar line. But from a personal point of view, I really enjoyed the first 4 Forza titles for varying different reasons. But I just feel the handling's taken a direction that I'm not keen on in terms of progressive acceleration, in terms of the way the car leans, grip, everything else. So these comparisons have been interesting, but ultimately if you have an Xbox, may as well buy both games. I think it's a reality. It's great to have more racing titles, support the racing titles that are out there, and enjoying the various cars and circuits that are in both. But I'll leave you with a bit of gameplay now, and as ever, there'll be more from me very soon.